Alrighty, welcome everybody back to MaxspeedTV. Tonight, the Sim Racing Unleashed Cup Series Harpoon Design, Season 14, Round 15 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Not the new Atlanta, the old Atlanta. Yes, the tire abrasive Atlanta. Everybody knows that track, the 2008 version. Presented to you all by MaxspeedTV. Good group, 17 drivers out here tonight. This should be interesting. The Gen 7 cars at an old track. So, probably, I believe this is my first race actually calling the new cars on the old track. So, I think I'm going to be learning a few things here tonight as well. But glad to see everybody out there. 12 likes already, and we had just begun. 10 people watching. Brennan Kennedy out there. Well, it ain't going to be super speedway Atlanta. I can assure you that. These guys are definitely going to have some issues here tonight. I've seen a lot of guys get loose out of 2 and out of 4. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that. Tires, man, they're going to have to save tires. We'll get more on that here in just a minute. Taking a look at the point standings coming into tonight. Teammates Gary Slapinski and Mark Whitley vowing to pass one another every single week, it seems like, in the point standings. One week Gary's up top, the next week Mark's up top, the next week Gary's up top. Well, this week Gary is up top at 571. Mark Whitley is back into second at 568. 3 behind Gary Slapinski at 571. But Kyle Heath hanging on there in third at 555. Now, he is only 16 behind Gary Slapinski and 13 behind Mark Whitley. So, you know, these three right here definitely got to keep an eye on the top 3 with only 7 races left in the regular season. That does include tonight. So, after tonight, only 6 left. We are winding down the regular season, but we still got plenty to go. Chris Paff is going to stay where he's at in 4th at 511, 60 behind the leader, 44 behind Kyle. Brandon Sheets at 471 in 5th, 100 even behind the leader and 40 behind Chris. Philip Bridgman at 6th, 454, 117 behind the leader, 17 behind Brandon. Robbie Darnell up a spot into 7th at 421, 150 behind the leader, 33 behind Bridgman. Hunter Hayward down a spot into 8th at 403. 168 behind the leader and 18 behind Darnell. Jason Adams staying where he's at 9th at 391. 180 behind the leader and 12 behind Hayward. Or the other Robbie, or one of the other Robbies, yeah, the other Robbie Stewart, is going to stay in the top 10 and 10th, 3-4. 187 behind the leader, but he's only 7 behind Jason. Keith Hurbutt in 11th at 379. 192 behind the leader, only 5 behind Robbie Stewart. Zach, I'm just going to continue calling him what I've always called him, even though he said his last name earlier. I call him Duchier. Well, that's what we're going to stick to. He is up a spot inside of the top 12 in 12th at 359. 212 behind the leader, 20 behind Keith. Jeff Gilmore down a spot into 13th at 357. 214 behind the leader, 2 behind Zach. Larry Blair in 14th at 351. 220 behind the leader, 6 behind Jeff. Jimmy Coleman-Spurger, also known as Jim Coleman-Spurger, is going to be up 3 spots into 15th at 302. 269 behind the leader and 49 behind Larry. And David Cassidy is going to stay in the top 16 in 16th at 298, down a spot at 273. At 298, 273 behind the leader and 4 behind Coleman-Spurger. So, still fairly close between some drivers. Definitely spread out, though, between others. And, of course, things can change. They do have stage that they have to get through. Of course, our stage tonight. I know it says stage there. I do apologize for that. Wow. Mistakes made already, but we'll fix it. Stage at the completion of lap 50 when they take 51. White flag at 50, or white flag at 50 and stage at 51. That will be the checkered. I would take a look at the pre-race analytics here. Air temp of 81. Track temp has gone up since we started. I was looking at it earlier. It's about 92, 93 degrees. Well, it's up to 103, and it's going to continue to climb as we get further and further into the race. 130 laps, 200 miles. Now, I know it says 4 sets of tires and only 75% fuel, but there has been a little hiccup, and it's unlimited tires and 100% fuel here tonight. So, with that being said, tires definitely still going to be a problem. They're not going to be able to go very long on a set of tires. Will somebody chance it for the stage and stay out? Very good possibility that they could. However, with that tire fall off, we could see a caution before stage end. And as we're seeing here, Jeff Gilmore get loose out of 2. I think that is going to be the issue for these guys, is how loose this car gets as those tires fall off. So disregard the tires, disregard the fuel. Per se, but always remember tires is going to be a problem. Now, pit road speed is 50 miles an hour. Whoa! And a pace speed of 65 as Jeff Gilmore pulls a Mark Martin there and slams that pit road wall. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, well, go to YouTube and look it up later. Mark Martin pretty much did the same thing. And, yeah, let's just say oil went everywhere. But we are coming down to a minute and a half left here in practice, and we are going to step aside and play the national anthem provided by Madison Rising. I will get to chat here in just a minute, folks, so hang tight. We will be right back.
Twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so busking in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, Satan's that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land under the
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching Max Speed TV.
Alrighty, folks, we are back. Qualifying is underway, and looks like Brandon Sheets are right now into 5th. Kyle Heath just went up into 3rd. Gary Slapinski up at the top spot. And Mark Whitley, P2. Kyle P3. Zach in 4th. And Brandon Sheets 5th. Right as of right now, coming down to a minute 50 here. Still have several drivers that have not come out. Chris Paff just went up into 4th. Knocking back Zach into 5th. Robbie Stewart, Paul Buzz Cohen, Keith Hurlbut, David Cassidy, Brad Delph, and Jason Adams have yet to come out. I did manage to talk to Buzz earlier, and Buzz may not be able to race. But nice to see him out here. He's going to hang out with the guys, and he might pull a lap or two, but nice to see that 51 out here. And it looks like qualifying for the most part is going to be coming to an end, but we will see if Robbie Stewart, Keith Hurlbut, David Cassidy, Brad Delph, Jason Adams, any of these guys come out. We are coming down to a minute left, and it takes about 31 seconds to get around the track, 30 to 31 seconds to get around the track, and I don't foresee really anybody else coming out at the present time, so it does look like Gary Slapinski will come out with the pole, and that will be his 2nd pole in a row, getting the pole last week, and that is his, it looks like, man, he's got a lot of poles this season. Golly. 2, 3, kind of counting here. 4 or 5 poles, something like that. But I know getting the pole doesn't mean that you're going to win. It just good starting spot for Gary Slapinski. Let's go and grab him here real quick. Gary, got a copy, buddy?
Yes.
Hey, man, well, you're going to grab the pole out here tonight. A little different, thing here. The 08 of Atlanta. Now, it's unlimited tires. However, tires, man, they're going to fall off like crazy. Unlimited fuel. Not unlimited fuel. 100% fuel. Still no fast repairs, but man, let's talk about it real quick. The old Atlanta Gen 7s, man, how are you feeling?
I like the this old Atlanta, so I kind of like this old racetrack. She's a lot of fun.
Do you think?
I mean, as far as the racetrack concerned, there's a lot of lines out there. I'm not really concerned on what line I'm gonna run. Right there, it's kind of like in the middle, and I got lucky and just pulled off the pole there, so I got kind of lucky. I'll take it.
Yeah, definitely so. Well, you got a teammate right there with you in the 77 of Mark Whitley. I know you're not on the track just yet, but but it's not super speedway Atlanta. I mean, this is the old Atlanta.
No.
Tires are really going to be a problem.
No, it really, tires would be a problem. I mean, it depends if you push it too much or you're too loose. I'm a little loose, so I'm looking to just keep that right rear cool. So, we'll see.
When I seen this track on the schedule, I was like, man, I'm looking forward to this because, I don't know how these cars are going to react at such an old track, but we're about to find out here tonight, buddy. So good luck. Congratulations on the pole, man. I believe it's your 4th or 5th pole of the season. So,
yeah, awesome.
Yeah, awesome job
psyched
on another pole. Man, we'll see what happens. 130 laps here tonight, buddy. Good luck.
Thank you. Everybody at the enjoy. Everybody enjoy the race.
All right, well, that was Gary Slapinski here tonight. We're going to go ahead and get him on the grid here, folks. Gary Slapinski, we just talked to him, the only driver in the 30 range. How 30 range, but still in the 30s, 30.967. Well, that's going to put him in the top spot. Mark Whitley in P2. Kyle Heath P3 here tonight. Chris Paff in 4th. And Zach Duchier going to qualify 5th. Brandon Sheets in 6th. Jeff Gilmore 7th. Larry Blair in 8th. Christopher Campbell 9th. And Philip Bridgman in 10th. Robbie Darnell in 11th. Brad Delph of the non-qualifiers is going to start in 12th. David Cassidy, 13th. Keith Hurlbut, 14th. Paul Buzz Cohen, 15th. Jason Adams in 16th. And Robbie Stewart going to round it out here in 17th. They are rolling off here. And Brad Delph did not grid here. What is going on? I don't know. Maybe Brad missed it, but I do see Brantley Roden in chat. Thank you, bud. Do appreciate it. Robbie Darnell, Brendan Kennedy. Glad to see you all out there. And, of course, everybody out there that is tuning in. Do appreciate it. 13 likes and 13 watching. We are coming out of turn number 2 here. Definitely going to be an interesting race. Very, very interesting race, I would say. No fast repairs. So, you know, with that being said, you get damaged, you got to get it fixed or take it behind the wall and get ready for next week. But, however, the pace car will dive off to the safety of pit road for the first time here tonight. And, of course, Gary and Mark Whitley up at the top. Gary will be getting us going once the green drops. Here we go. Pace car is off and away. Pull those belts tight one more time. Boogity, 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 folks. We're racing at the Old Atlanta for the Sim Racing Harpoon Design Cup Series here tonight. Green is out. Here we go. Already screaming out of 2. Whoa, the 77 already gets loose. Several other ones back here getting loose as well. Looks like Jeff Gilmore got a little squirrely there. Oh, yeah, this is definitely going to be a problem out of turn number 4. And they hang on to it. Gary Slapinski is going to lead the first lap here tonight. Mark in second, Kyle third, and everybody crossing the stripe. Starting to get a little bit single file back here. Already seeing some drivers get squirrely. Well, that didn't take long. Yep, and already we're seeing drivers back, starting to fall back a little bit. Looks like Christopher Campbell back to 13th. Man, oh man. Right, well, just kind of still watching it. Gary kind of opening it up there a little bit. Now at about 7/10 ahead of Mark Whitley. 2 laps completed. Now, they're bunched up right now, but it is not going to stay like that. If it does, I would be shocked. I don't believe it will stay bunched up together. Philip Bridgman is up in the 9th, up a spot from where he started. He's right there with Jeff Gilmore on his tail. David Cassidy right behind them. So, yeah, just single file going on right now. I think they know that it's going to be a handful. It's going to be a driver's track. They're going to have to worry more about themselves than, you know, the drivers around them. Not saying don't worry about the driver around you. I'm just saying they're going to be more worried about themselves trying to stay on the track. Still battle back right up here with David Cassidy and Philip Bridgman. That will be for P9. 5 trying to get around him onto the inside down into turn number 1. 17 running that middle line. That could be the line to be at. Philip not going to be able to do it. Watching right behind him, Keith Hurl, but he's kind of running the midline as well. I think the 5 of Philip might be trying it. But Keith, he's running the middle line as well. Gary was talking about several lines out here, and we're seeing that with some of these drivers already. Larry Blair up a spot into 7th. Man, they get real close to that wall, too, out of 2. That wall definitely could bite them if they get too close to it. Right now, just a whole lot of nothing as battles is concerned. 7 laps into it. Whoa! Let's see. David Cassidy got loose. He's going to fall back a few spots here. Now with the 68 of Christopher Campbell. The 3, that is Robbie Stewart right there with him. Got like a 3-car pack up here. with the 19 of Keith, the 5 of Phillip, the 44 of Robbie Darnell, of course Christopher Campbell, David Cassidy, and Robbie Stewart pretty much right there with them as well. So we got another pack back here, kind of hanging out together, just trying to survive, trying to hang on to the car. 8 laps, I'm sure they're already filling the tires, and I'm seeing it starting to fall off already. Not much, but a little. Top 3 have not changed. Gary, Mark, Kyle. Zach Duchier is up into 4th from 5th. Chris Paff from 5th to 4th, so they just swapped spots there. Looks like Robbie Darnell might have had a little bit of a moment there as well. He fell back to 14th. Just seen it on the timing screen. And we'll let y'all look at the timing screen here. Go ahead and show y'all. I think people love that I do stuff like this. But here is the timing screen. This is what I use. Change cameras, and change drivers. I just click on a driver, and it goes to that driver. You can see the gap, the speed, race time, lap they're on. Pretty interesting. All right, well, Zach Duchier going to go up into 3rd. Going to put Kyle back to 4th, so our top 3 now has changed. Top 2 still the same. That just got up into 3rd, getting around Kyle. The big question is here tonight, folks. Now, I don't have it up there in a poll, but I want y'all's opinion. Will there be a driver out here that will chance going the distance for the stage without pitting? They can make it fuel-wise to the stage. So, will they chance it with the tires? And Robbie having another moment. I think David had a little bit of a moment there as well. Will there be a driver out here that will stay out and chance it to grab the stage win? And who do you think it will be? Got a lot of great drivers out here. So, it's going to be interesting to see. I got my money on that guy right there, Larry Blair. Not really. I'm not a gambling guy, but that's who I would think. That's my pick. Who I would think would be one of them would be the 73 of Larry. I think he would be one of the guys that would try and save it. Ooh, Robbie falling back even more. Now battling Jason Adams back here. That will be for 15th or 14th. 14th. 15 drivers out here, so everybody guaranteed a top 15. Like having a slideshow moment here. There we go. A little bit of movement there, folks, so don't mind me. Battle up here for P2. Mark Whitley, Zach Duchier, it looked like, and Kyle was right there with them. Like Christopher Campbell and Phillip Bridgman going at it. Ooh, Phillip might be having a little bit of a tire management problem. Stay here on the 5 of the Aerokinetic machine here real quick as he battles Robbie Stewart. Lap 16, folks. Like David Cassidy and Adams coming up through here. Potential 3 wide, maybe. The 17 gonna chance it and go up the middle. No, I don't think so. Whoa, that was close between the 3 and the 24. 24 got a run, but wasn't able to get around that 3. But man, that 24 is right there on the tail of that 3. Robbie Stewart right there. Oh, golly, that was close. Robbie, man. Loosey-goosey. And going back to the other Robbie, Robbie Stewart. So we got a battle of the Robbies here. Robbie Darnell just got around the 3. This is back at the tail end of the field. I am watching the timing screen here to make sure that if we do have a potential spin or a battle that we can get to it. Right now the battle's happening back toward the back. Everybody kind of separated a little bit. And man, that 44 again loose. It looks like a battle up here too between the 73 of Larry Blair and the 2 of Brandon Sheets. Battle up top. Kyle Heath back up into 3rd, getting around Zach. That is going to put Chris ever so closer up to Zach for 4th. And man, the Brandon Sheets still trying to get around Larry Blair here. Or Larry is just going to go around to the outside up to 6th. Brandon back into 7th. Going back to Darnell here real quick. Man, he's had a lot of moments out here tonight. But everybody doing a very good job of hanging on to it. Jason Adams, David Cassidy, they going at it real quick. Jason up to 12th, David back to 13th. Yeah, Brantley, yeah, I know. I need to get a new mic. I just don't have the money right now to get one. Every now and then it'll click. It's like I'm talking. I think something's wrong with it, bud. Yeah, I'm fully aware of it. Trust me. Oh, Robbie Darnell. Okay, he is on the apron here, and there is no caution. Does Robbie have damage? Let's see here. Did he? Oh, yeah, he does. Good Lord Almighty. Yeah, he's got some heavy right side damage. Ouch. Robbie Darnell probably not at the moment he wanted. Ouchies. But yeah, I know. I don't. One of those things. Robbie is on pit road. Now remember, no fast repairs. So if that is required damage, Robbie will have to stay on pit road and get that damage fixed. Looks like it either is required or Robbie is just staying there to get as much of it fixed as he can. Looks like a battle for the lead. Mark Whitley, Gary Slapinski, teammates going at it up here. Now, Gary has led all 22 laps so far. Mark Whitley wants a piece of it. Mark is to the inside, Gary to the high side. Let's see if they are going to swap places here. And Mark Whitley is going to complete the pass and go up to the top spot for the first time and lead his first lap here tonight. So a bonus point going to Mark Whitley. I can't always mute. Oh, no, we've lost to Robbie Darnell early. No, he took his car behind the wall. Probably just so much damage there that he was unable to get it fixed. That would be the only reason I could see Robbie taking it behind the wall like that. I think if it was optional, I think he would just come back out and run as much as he could. But looks like to me there was some required there. And man, unfortunately, we're down to 14 drivers, and now is Robbie Darnell for the our first driver to take it behind the wall. I know Robbie's out there listening in. We'll see if Robbie wants to come down here and talk about it. If he does, he can put himself either in the booth or in the waiting room, and we'll keep an eye on Discord. And, we'll get him up here if we can and have a talk with him. But right now, it looks like, for the most part, everybody is still trying to hang on to it. 26 laps into the race, and everybody is still out here. Tires. I'm sure our shot by this time, yeah, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, it's definitely over a second fall off, roughly. I would say a little over a second or maybe a second and a half fall off. Could be even more than that. I do know this. It's a handful. I've raced here once before, but it was in the Xfinity cars. Let me tell you, it was bad in the Xfinity. It was bad enough for these guys have their hands full already. Up 27. We are going to hit 28 right there. The top two kind of pulled away a little bit. Not too much, but about a 7/10 of a second ahead of Chris Paff, who is up into P3, started 4th. Kyle Heath back into 4th, who started 3rd. Back in 5th, well, running right where he started in that 5th spot. So really no movement for Zach right now. Larry Blair started in 8th. He is up to 6th. Brandon Sheets, 6th. And started 6th and 7th. Jeff Gilmore started 7th and 8th. Keith Hurlbut started in 14th. He is just inside of the top 10 and 9th. And Jason Adams started 16th. He is up just inside of the top 10 and 10th. So, well, Robbie, you want to come on down? Oh, overcorrection got you. Oh, man. Oh, golly. Ah. Man, oh, man. So, was that required repairs? Or was it optional? Sure, it was required. Watching 75 here, Jeff Gilmore and Keith Hurlbut, and that is 8th and 9th, respectively. 10 minutes. Ooh. 10 minutes of required. Ouch. Hey, 10 minutes, that'll hurt. That will hurt. Well, alrighty, 30 laps completed. Man, these guys, I don't know how they're doing it. So we are setting at about 20 to go for the stage. We're watching Kyle Heath and Zach Wright here, 4th, 5th, and Larry Blair's right behind them in 6th. We'll definitely continue to watch them, but man, oh man, you want to talk about probably some issues with the tires. Just watch the speed itself. And that'll tell you how much they're having to deal with how loose the car is. Now, we didn't talk about the track. Oh, good Lord. We didn't talk about the track temp much earlier on. And now as we look at the track temp, 125-degree track temp. That is insane. That's just going to make it even worse than what it already is. Ouch. That is extremely hot, and I just seen the two there. Brandon Sheets looks like get a little close to the wall there. Ouch. Oh man, oh man. That track temp is insane. It looks like everybody right now is going to try to go to the stage. As of right now, we'll see what happens at about lap 35 here in a minute. About lap 40, and oh, Kyle Heath just smacked the outside wall hard. No caution. He is back. He is still out on the track here. He just gave it a kiss. Looks like maybe some right side damage. Go ahead and see. Yeah, he's going to have some right side damage here. We can see it a little bit. Not too much, but look like he's got some. Gary Slapinski still keeping it pretty close. Chris Paff still keeping it close here. One of the people that I'm missing in chat is Tara. Jason Adams, Jeff Gilmore. All right, well, Jeff's just going to let Jason go by. Jeff's not going to fight him. Alrighty, folks. Well, one more like we'll hit. We'll hit 15 likes. We're sitting at 16 watching. There she is. Okay, so she is here. She's just not talking. And down to about 145 miles an hour. Golly, it's fast, but it's slow at the same time. Now I am seeing Keith Hurlbut here running at about the 155 there, so to speak. Down into 3. Get about 177, but he is down to about 152. So we are seeing some drivers probably had saved some tires. Oh, it's a long run to the stage. And as we see the like the clouds come into play here, we'll go ahead and see if it dropped track temp any. Well, it's still showing 124, so it's definitely still pretty hot. Clouds rolling in here on the simulator. Was eating. Brandon Hartwell out there in chat. How you doing, Brandon? The other Brandon we're missing is Brandon Hartwell. The other Brandon is out here. Brandon Sheets. Gonna have a battle of the Brandons tonight. We did have a battle of the Robbies, but unfortunately one of the Robbies had to take it behind the wall early. However, still good racing. We have been green since we started, and man, we are on lap number 40. Tires and the separation. Man, oh man, really seeing it. Mark Whitley, Gary Slapinski, Chris Paff. That is our top 3. They've got about 3.5 second lead over Zach Duchier, who is now battling Larry Blair here for that 4th spot. We'll watch this for a second. See how these guys are able to hang on to it. Ooh, man. Come on, Larry Blair here, the 73. He is on the inside. The 21 looked like had a little bit of a moment. They're side by side out of 4. And through this tri-oval, D-shaped oval here at Atlanta. The old Atlanta. To be more specific, the old Atlanta. And it looks like the 21 going to be able to hold on to that spot. Larry's still going to put a little pressure on him. I've not seen anybody try to come down pit road. Now, they have only got about 8 laps left here. So it looks like everybody is going to try to make it to the end. And, no, folks, we have been green. So I think we're going to do this. I think we're going to do this. This was one of the races I had circled, and I gotta say, these guys are doing one heck of a job here tonight, just hanging on to it. Kind of going through. Kyle back into 12th here after starting 3rd. Phillip back into 13th after starting 10th. Christopher Campbell started 9th and 14th. But hey, it's going to be a good point tonight. Now, it looks like we are missing a few, though. I do not see Of course, we know Brandon Hartwell is in chat. Hunter Hayward isn't here, unfortunately. Jim Coleman Spurger. Few drivers are going to pick up points on others, just looking at the point standings. I'll bring those up again here, folks. After stage end, we do have potential battle. 3 wide there as they come around the 68 of Christopher Campbell. But a battle for P2. Gary Slapinski and Chris Paff here. Ooh, 77. Man, even Mark Whitley having some problems. Coming to lap 47. Now, Chris was unable to get around Gary that lap. We'll see if Chris might try to push it again, at least pick up another spot here before stage end. Mark Whitley, he cannot make any mistake, though, because the 78 and 22 is right there. And, of course, that would also help out Larry Blair, Zach Duchier, Brandon Sheets. Jason Adams is a little bit further back. But, you know, all these guys will gain time. And here we go again. Chris Paff, Gary Slapinski. Now, if that was the stage, Chris would have had it. But that is not the stage, so they're going to have to battle it out here yet again for P2 as Mark Whitley still right up ahead of them and out of turn number 2. 22. Got a little squirrely there. Good save. He's going to have to pull behind the 78 again. Try to collect himself. Maybe try it one more time here. Heck, he might even, Chris may even try 3 more times before stage gets done. I don't know. But we're going to stay right here, lap 49. Next time by, folks, will be the white flag. When we hit lap 50, I'll go ahead and put the white flag up for everybody. And Robbie Darnell, okay, no, that was Christopher Campbell coming back out. Let's get back up here to Gary and Chris. I do want to get over here to Mark real quick because this time by, he will take the white flag. The white flag, not the caution. There is the white flag, lap number 50. So a battle here yet still for P2. Let's see if Chris tries it again or if he is just going to stay where he is at here in third. Larry Blair still like a little bit further back there. But coming out of turn number 4 and cross the stripe here momentarily, the Harpoon Design 77 of Mark Whitley is going to come away with the stage here tonight. And I do not know who got stage 2. Or I don't know who got P2 in the stage. However, Mark Whitley is going to be our stage winner here tonight. So congratulations to Mark Whitley on the stage win. Still got 130 laps to go. No. 80 laps to go. 79 laps to go. I don't know why I said 130. We got 130 laps left to go. We're in trouble. All right, well, we'll get Mark up here momentarily. Guaranteed they're going to come down pit road here, so we'll let these guys pit, and we'll get Mark up here, and we'll talk about the stage there and how the tires felt, and you know, kind of what the fall off is, and maybe see if we can get an insight on what the percentage was of those tires. Now, Brantley is in chat here. I don't know if he can give us a little insight beforehand, but I do know that Mark Whitley is the driver of that Harpoon Design 77, and he knows exactly how it's feeling. So we'll see some tires here as Mark Whitley slides it into his pit box, as well as Gary Slapinski, Chris Paff, Zach Duchier. Here comes Kyle Heath sliding into his box. And off and away we go. Mark Whitley is going to be the first driver off of pit road. Let's go ahead and get Mark down here real quick. Mark, got a copy there, buddy. Mark Whitley, got a copy there, buddy. You are muted.
Yo.
Oh, there you are. I can hear you now. Well, Mark. What's that?
I said, what's going on?
Oh, man. Well, we're going to go ahead and talk real quick about that nice little run there you guys had, man, at the old track of Atlanta in these new Gen 7 cars, man. How'd the car feel? How loose really was it? And how in the world did you hang on to it with right rear 48%? Go ahead, man.
With a death grip is how I held on to it. This thing is on edge the entire run. I mean, I about spun it out in turn one, first 2 laps, and it's just trying to get through the corner, and it's just the old track, so it's got some character. Brantley said the track's heated up 20 degrees since the beginning of the race, so it's a handful. It's you gotta have your full attention every time, or you're going to get bit. Cause it about bit me a couple times, and thankfully we I was able to save it, and we were able to get around Gary there and hold him off. And it's just really tough. This thing is so on edge. It's not even funny. It's that right rear is screaming at you.
Oh yeah, I mean, we've seen several drivers, not only you, but several drivers get loose there within the first couple of laps. So that just goes to show you, even at 100% fuel, it's crazy how the car, the track, and the heat doesn't help the situation any at all.
Oh yeah, the heat's making it really slick, especially on exit. These corners are really bumpy on exit, especially 2. You hit that wrong, you're going to be going for a wild ride.
Well, it's already been a wild ride here tonight. Of course, everybody got separated there as the tires fell off, but we still got a little bit to go here tonight, Mark. So anything definitely can happen. Let's hope, for everybody's sake, it goes for the good and not the bad, because it's a handful out there. We can see it up here in the booth. So, Mark, good luck. I see you guys will be coming out of 2 here. You guys are already lined up, ready to go. Congratulations on the stage win, buddy. Good luck the rest of the race, man.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
Yep. All right. Well, that is Mark Whitley. So, stages are done. Go ahead and get the driver bar back up here, folks. Man, that right rear 48, golly, I still don't know how they held on to that. But here we go, pace car will dive off again. The second time here tonight, but stage caution there. Here we go, Mark Whitley, Chris Paff, Gary Slapinski, Larry Blair, Zach Duchier, top 5. Here we go, folks. Green is out once again here tonight at the 2008 version of Atlanta. Welcome everybody to, again, the Sim Racing Unleashed Cup Series Harpoon Design Season 14 Round 15 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, presented to you all by MaxspeedTV. Now, fresh tires. Now, we seen earlier at the start of the race what fresh tires are. Well, I just tell you one thing. It doesn't matter if you're on fresh tires or old tires. These cars and this track is going to be a handful, and they are, even right now getting up to speed, having to be careful, having to hit their marks when they hit the turns. having to keep that car straight. We do have, I do believe, a crank it up here cam for the old Atlanta, and I think before we get into oh, Philip Richmond having a little moment here before they get too separated, folks. I think what we are going to do is try to get you guys a crank it up here. So if y'all have a butt kicker or a, 800-watt amplifier, whatever you got out there, turn it on and let's listen to the cars out here at old Atlanta, folks. So let's go ahead and, well, in this case, bring the noise here for Sim Racing Unleashed Cup Series. Alrighty, folks. Well, it looked like my crank it up cam there was a little misconfigured, but hopefully everybody enjoyed what little there was. Mark Whitley is still up at the top. Well, Gary, fighting Gary Slapinski there. So, Mark and Gary battling it out. Zach in P3, Chris P4. Going back a little bit further, battle back here. Jason Adams, Kyle Heath. Looks like Robbie Stewart in the mix as well. We do have some side-by-side going on mid to the end of the pack here. Keith Hurlbut up to 9th from 14th. We'll keep an eye on everybody. But, yeah, I'm going to have to do a little bit more research there on that crank it up because that was not supposed to happen. Kept going back to the start-finish line for some oddball reason. And it looks like the sounds, too, here are a little messed up, but oh well. It is the old Atlanta, so everybody mostly races now at the new Atlanta, so we'll only have to deal with this once for now. Lap 64 of 130. Gary running that high line. Now they cannot go to the end. They will have to pit at least one more time. I'm sure when they do come down pit road, they will definitely take tires and fuel. But right now, just not a whole lot going on per se. Let me check it out here, see if maybe we can do a ride along with somebody. Oh, we ride along, starting out with David Cassidy here. Show everybody what old Atlanta is like. Gotta keep that car as straight as possible. being very gentle there. He is right behind Jeff Gilmore. Jeff right behind Brandon Sheets. Like Brandon running that low line right next to that white line there, and out of 2. Everybody A-OK. Gary and Mark. Gary still running the high line here. Looks like Gilmore and Sheets. Ooh, all right. Well, Gilmore 6, Brandon 7th, David Cassidy in 8th. Jason Adams does have Keith Hurlbut behind him. But single file back here, not a whole lot of action per se going on. Everybody just kind of minding their P's and Q's right now. We'll see what happens later on. Ooh, right, David Cassidy and Sheets going at it door to door. All right, guys, be careful. Still side by side. It looks like Kyle Heath. Oh, Keith falling back here. Oh, Keith must have had a moment. He was battling Kyle Heath here, and then Robbie Stewart got around. Keith Hurlbut must have had a little slide moment there, and he fell back to 12th. Oh, plenty of laps to go. Question is, when do you think these guys will come down pit road? Will they split it, or will they just go the distance on fuel and then come down and then finish out the race? Tires definitely could play a part. I don't think fuel will. I think it's going to be about who has the best tires at the end of the race. You know, if you have a driver that, say, comes down at lap 100, then a driver comes down with 20 to go and on the lead lap, who do you think's probably going to, you know, win? You know, I would put my money on the driver with the fresher tires. However, it also depends on where that driver's at. A lot of things could still happen. Well, 14 of you still tuning in. So, Tara, what'd you have for dinner? Did you save Chris in? That's still, whoa, David Cassidy. A little squirrely there, right up ahead of Brandon Sheets and Jason Adams. Wow, 17 saved it. Brandon, are you at the race today? Or the NASCAR race? Just out of curiosity. Oh, yeah, I know all about that anxiety, girl. Man. Trust me. Oh, how that goes. Pizza. I love pizza. It don't like me, but I love pizza. Hopefully you get to feeling better. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. I've been there and done that with anxiety. Ooh, 17. Get a little squirrely there again. David Cassidy. Tires starting to show here. They have been out here at about 21 laps, so tires really starting to show for some of them. David just could have had a little bit of a moment. There could have been a glitch, too, on iRacing. Could have showed him get a little squirrely, but he's not. But that being said, he's battling the 24 of Jason Adams. Brandon Sheets is right behind him. Kyle Heath is a little bit further back at about 2 seconds. Kyle does have Robbie Stewart behind him. Keith Hurlbut, Phillip Bridgman a little bit further back there. Well, a little over 7.5 seconds, coming up on 8 seconds behind Keith. So, ooh, Phillip just had a little bit of a moment there as well. Christopher Campbell 2 laps down, but Oh, Christopher out here hanging out with the guys, just trying to survive is what Christopher's trying to do, I think. I think at this point everybody's trying to survive. Yeah, I know all about that anxiety, girl. I've shaked so bad too that yeah, it's rough. It really is. Hopefully you get to feeling better, and maybe we're working on a few things. I know you had contacted me, and or we're going to try to get you up here and do a little bit of reporting for us right here on MaxspeedTV for SRU, and you know we'll work on it. But main thing is get to feeling better, Tara. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. Christopher Campbell. Whoa! I think he did the same thing Robbie did. Heavy damage to the right side of that 68 machine. That right tire ain't even spinning. Okay, there it goes. Man, oh man. That looks like Christopher Campbell's not, unfortunately, maybe done. Oh man, oh man. Golly. Well, a battle for the lead. Man, these two, Mark Whitley and Gary Slapinski. Let's go check up with these guys. Because they're going back and forth. Mark on the inside. Okay, Gary now is going to be back at a P2 as Mark Whitley takes over the lead. It's Atlanta, Tara. We'll blame it on Atlanta Motor Speedway. Just getting feeling better. All right, Brandon Sheets and whoa, David Cassidy. Well, I thought for a second there Brandon Sheets come up and David was right there, but now there was more of a gap there between Brandon and David than I thought. But that definitely, if that was any closer, probably would have took both of them out. A good thing each one knows exactly where the other's car is. Lap 80. To come up on 50 laps to go here, and it's only coming up on 8 o'clock Central. That'll put it at 9 Eastern for everybody on Eastern time zone. I would say the East Coast, but not everybody is on the East Coast. All right, well, 50 to go here. We've had that stage caution for 4 laps, 3 lead changes. Hey, 50 laps. A lot can happen in 50 laps. It will be, of course, 49 laps. Mark Whitley going to take that 49 lap to go there. And another lap led. 43 laps for Mark Whitley. Gary Slapinski is 38. And thought for sure we had other driver here that had led laps, but I could be mistaken. Yeah. Okay, so Mark Whitley and Gary Slapinski, 43 and 38. I get 44 and 38. Yeah. Just 2 leaders and 3 lead changes. Ow. There, I'm dealing with a shoulder issue. So, you know, I'm in pain too. But we're here. I'm trying not to show it. Kyle Heath. Oh, Kyle, sideways. No yellow. No yellow. As Kyle gets back up onto the track, he is not going to come down pit road, but we're not going to have a yellow. We're going to stay green. Kyle goes all the way back to 12th. Jason Adams flying up through here, up to the 17 of David Cassidy. Everybody out here at about 32 laps or so. Only 2 drivers on pit road, Christopher Campbell and Robbie Darnell. Unfortunately, their night is pretty much over. Now, they can eventually get back out here and pull some laps, but I don't foresee that happening. You are watching David Cassidy and Jason Adams right here. That is a battle for P8. Yeah, trying. Every now and then you'll hear me quench. But, whoa! Whoa! Do it, David! Oh, buddy, nice save, David. Boy, that could have been bad not only for Cassidy, but for Jason as well. Nice save, David. Man. Nice save, bud. We got that live on MaxspeedTV. David Cassidy saving that one. Man, he not only saved his car, but he saved it from getting into the 24. And I'm sure Jason Adams is like, thank God he saved that. Man, that was outstanding, David. Now, David unfortunately did lose the spot, but you know, hey, I'd rather lose the spot than have to take it behind the wall. Speaking of which, Christopher Campbell has officially taken that number 68 behind the wall here tonight. Boy, David's still having some problems out there. Out of two, got loose again. Not as bad as what he did the previous lap, the previous lap or two. But he did get a little loose there. Right, Mark. The second and a half now ahead of Gary. Zach P3, Larry P4, Chris P5, Brandon Sheets in 6th, Gilmore 7th, Adams in 8th, Cassidy 9th, Robbie Stewart in 10th. And it does look like a battle for 3rd between Zach and Larry. Getting back up to the top here. Side by side. Tires probably shot. And Zach is going to take the spot. Larry in 4th. And we'll see here if Larry tries to get back around Zach or if he's just kind of going to hang out in 4th right now. Question is, and I'm curious on when these guys are going to come down pit road. No fast repairs. They're going to have to come down for fuel. Looks like Jeff Gilmore is down pit road here. And this will be his final stop, per se. He slides into his pit box here. Definitely tires going on. Was it too early, or is that about right? He is the first driver down pit road. Of course, taking the fuel, taking the tires, getting back out there. And ooh, the 5, yeah, that was Philip Bridgman. Yeah, he got a little loose. We're in the window. Yeah, fuel, though, I think fuel, Brantley, y'all can go, y'all can go, 50 or so laps. But, yeah, I mean, you guys are within the window for, like, splitting it, for sure. 60 laps on fuel. Yeah, so if y'all split it, yeah, that's going to put y'all pretty much right here, splitting it at the window. So you're looking at about 40 lap run now for Mark Whitley and the rest of the guys. So yeah, everybody should be coming down here momentarily. Just don't come down at once. Oh man, if we see everybody come down at one time, oh man, we could have a pit road mess if that happens. We're probably going to see some drivers come down together just to be safe, but watching Zach here. Now, they are coming upon Philip Bridgman, who is a lap down. I don't think Philip going to fight him too awfully hard. Oh, Philip popping the wall there. As the 21 and the 73 do get around him. Philip. But overall, good racing by these guys. Man, well, how they're doing it. Still watching to see when the leaders come down. I know there's communication going on between teammates. And probably communication going on with the drivers as well. iRacing. I don't know if it is the rule in SRU that you gotta let everybody know you're pitting. But I know in some leagues they do require that you let everybody know you're coming down. I don't believe that is a rule over here. So, with that being said, you know, nobody has to let anybody know. But like I said, I don't know. I don't know if that's a rule or not. But, in any case, we'll just kind of keep an eye on when these guys come down. Well, our top 12 have yet to come down. Be very interesting. 13 of you still tuning in here tonight. I do appreciate it. 14 of you tuning in now as it updates there. 14 likes. Still one shy from that 15 like mark for these guys. I know they're kind of separated here. We do have a few battles going on. Zach and Larry. That is a battle for third. We are within the window of pit stops for a potential final time. Looks like Brandon Sheets and Chris Paff may be doing a battle back here as well. But right now, the 73 and the 21, we're battling for third. And, ooh, Larry cutting some grass. He just had a moment. Philip Bridgman down pit road, and Larry still, oh, and there is damage. Parts flying everywhere. There is no caution. But the 73 of Larry Blair's car is shot. Smoke coming from that 73 car. And is he going to be able to get it back to pit road without having to tow? The front wheel is not even spinning. He is on the apron, and that could have been bad as well. I mean, there was drivers coming up to him, and they somehow got around him. I believe the 22 was one of them. That looks like Chris Paff and Brandon Sheets are coming down pit road right behind Larry Blair. As Larry Blair does make it to pit road, you just see that right side tire there kind of slowly spinning, but oh man, okay, so it looks like he might have had to hold it to the left. Oh golly. All right, Mark Whitley down pit road. I was fixing to say, I would assume. Oh, Gary Slapinski had to lock it up. He's down pit road as well, so that gave the lead up to Zach Duchier, who has led a lap here. And yeah, I do see that now. I just looked at chat. Looks like David Cassidy is down pit road. Oh, and he had to lock it up as well a little bit. I would imagine Zach would be coming down here any moment. And it looks like he is slowing down. So, yeah, he is going to be coming down pit road. Jason Adams here is going to take over the lead. But is he going to lead a lap officially? We will see. And, yes, he will lead a lap. Zach is down. Keith is down. Robbie Stewart is down. Jeff Gilmore has already pitted. So he will, I'm sure, stay out for as long as he can. Right now, Jason Adams is the only driver yet to come down pit road. He cannot make it to the end. He will have to come down at some point. Whoa! Okay, so Zach, for some reason, has taken his car behind the wall. Not sure. But he is taking his car behind the wall here tonight. Philip Bridgman. Let's see here. All right, Jason Adams is down pit road. So Jeff Gilmore has got company, though, with Mark Whitley. And now Gary is about 5.2 seconds back. So this would be for the lead between Gilmore and Whitley. Jeff Gilmore did pit about 14 laps ago. Mark just pitted, and looks like Mark is going to go to the inside of Gilmore here for the lead, and Gilmore's not giving it to him. He's going to make the 77 pass him, and there he goes. Mark does get around him. Jeff is still right there, though. So after pit stops, Mark Whitley is back up to the top. Jeff Gilmore is in second. Gary third. Brandon Sheets fourth. Jason Adams in fifth. Kyle Heath in sixth. Kyle is the first driver a lap down in sixth. Philip Bridgman in seventh. Chris Paff in eighth. David Cassidy ninth. Keith Hurlbutt in 10th. Robbie Stewart in 11th. Zach, don't get why he took his car behind the wall. Must have missed something there, but he is behind the wall in 12th. Larry Blair in 13th. Christopher Campbell 14th, and Robbie Darnell rounding out the 15-car field. We have lost 4 drivers out here, and we've only got 5 right now on the lead lap. As we edge ever so closer to the 20 to go mark here, I do want to give a big shout out to, of course, Brantley Roden out there in chat, Harpoon Design. Brantley, thank you again, bud, for coming back on board with the guys over here at SRU, sponsoring the series again this season. Of course, without Brantley and what all, everything Brantley does, I don't think SRU would be where they're at now. With the help of all the sponsors from the past, present, and future sponsors. So again, Brantley, thank you, bud, again, and I'm sure Robbie would say the same thing. Big shout out to Robbie, Darnell, and all the admins over here at SRU. Great group of guys over here, folks. So if you guys are interested in joining SRU for their Sunday Night Cup Series, check them out on Facebook. Send them a message. Send them a message on iRacing. They would be glad to get you over here, and you could race it up with the guys broadcasted right here on MaxspeedTV, as you all are aware. And a big shout out to, of course, all the fans out there that tune in each and every week for, SRU, from Tara to, you, Brantley, again, to Brandon, all the drivers, Brandon Hartwell, I see you out there, Brendan Kennedy, all the ones that, are not here racing tonight, but are in chat, and all the fans, again, thank you all for that, and, thank you all for the support as well. I know these guys do appreciate it. And thank you for the 15 likes out there as well, folks, not only for myself and MaxspeedTV, but for the league. So we need to get some guys over here racing it up. I know we're still kind of on the holiday week, but I know some drivers were going to the race today as well. So looks like Mark Whitley, 19 to go up at the top. Gary back up to P2. Jeff did fall back to P3. Brandon Sheets in 4th, and Jason Adams rounding out the top 5. So Jeff is back into 3rd, and he has been out here the longest at about 21 laps. Brandon not really gaining per se. He's gaining a little bit, but not gaining a whole lot. Well, I say that, and now it looks like he hammers down, and he is starting to gain a little bit more on Jeff Gilmore here. Now, Kyle Heath, Chris Paff, and Philip Bridgman are all 1 lap down. So, with that being said, if a dreadful, I'm going to go ahead and say it, if a dreadful rubber ducky was to come out and Kyle Heath is not involved in it, Kyle would be the lucky dog, and he would get his lap back. Looks like Kyle is trying to get his lap back the old-fashioned way by getting around the leader, but he's got some work cut out for him. Chris Paff would be the next in line, as well as, well, Philip Bridgman coming down pit road here. So that is going to put Philip 2 laps down. So Kyle and Chris, now the only 2 drivers 2 laps down. Jason Adams, the last driver on the lead lap here in 5th. And he's going to have some company here if he doesn't get it in gear. Mark Whitley is coming up on his tail pretty quickly. Yeah, it is a great community over here. Great group of guys for sure. Still wonder why Zach took his car behind the wall, though. I don't know. I must have missed it. All right, hitting the 14 to go at that stripe there. Check on Sheets here. He has pushed it now under 3.5 seconds behind Jeff Gilmore. Now under 3 seconds. Can he get up there to Gilmore? 14 to go. He's gonna, I believe, try it. That would be for podium. All right, well, let's go ahead and go cockpit with Sheets here. And we are looking ahead here. I hope Sheets is not listening to the broadcast. He has gained on Jeff Gilmore here. Like I said, Gilmore has been out here 27 laps. So it's about a 10-lap difference between Gilmore and Sheets. Sheets does have those fresher tires. He has gained on Gilmore here for P3, potentially P3. Brandon has still got to safely get around to the 75 if he can. Whoa, they're coming up on the 5 here. Philip Bridgman. Oh, that was close. And down into the middle of 3 and 4, and out of 4, side by side they go. It'll be a battle for 3rd. And right there at the line, Sheets does have it. And down into 1. Sheets going to go into 3rd. Oh, Sheets made his way up to the 3rd spot. Jason Adams would be next in line to get up to Gilmore, but with only 10 to go and 11 seconds, almost 12, 11, a little over 11 and a half seconds back. I don't know if there's going to be enough time and enough laps for Jason to get up to Jeff. Right now, Mark Whitley, Gary Slapinski, Brandon Sheets, Jeff Gilmore, Jason Adams. That's our top 5, and that could be where what ends up being the top 5 finish. See, everybody, though, spread out. Not a lot going on. 9 laps to go. We're just going to kind of hang out here with Gilmore here real quick. Why not? Let's hang out with Gilmore. He does have the 3 there of Robbie Stewart. That is not for position, so Jeff doesn't have really a position to lose here. He just probably gonna he just let him go by. Man, what a what a crazy race it's been. You know, the tire's probably going to be shot here at the end. It's not going to be as bad as the stage, though. You know, going 50 laps. Golly. Man, Mark Whitley, though. Just doing Mark Whitley things out here. Of course, Clifton Ashley winning last week at Daytona. Gary Slapinski grabbing the pole there. Clifton, I believe, is at the actual Atlanta race. So, unable to make it here tonight, but winning last week. Mark Whitley, just one of the Mark Whitley doing Whitley things. This, if he hangs on to it, it will be his 6th win of the season. Oh man, and he's starting to get loose too. Ooh. 5 laps to go, folks. 5 laps to go. We are at the final countdown here, and it'll be 4 laps here coming up pretty quickly. Oh, but if I say that, you know what will happen. It has been caution-free, other than the stage caution. So, you know, you're right on that, Bradley. Yeah, I've been wanting to say it. It has been caution-free, other than the stage caution, which really don't count. So, and we got a lot of separation, but, you know, we can still have that water bottle or dinner-rooney or whatever you want to call it. You know, we are only at 3 to go. So, you know, we got to get to the white flag. Caution comes out now, folks, and we'll rack them up, stack them up, and do it again for a green-white checkered attempt. There are 3 attempts at it if it comes down to it. So, well, here we go. It'll be 2 to go here at the line, and all Mark's got to do is get back to the line, and it'll be 1 to go. Oh, you know, we still got to get to the white flag. And on the back stretch here, so he is going to be coming around turn 3 here. Coming into turn 3 in the middle of 3 and 4 and out of 4 here, and we will hit the white flag here. We are going to hit that 1 to go here, folks. There it is at the line. 1 to go here tonight at Atlanta. Looks like our top 3 is going to be Mark Whitley, Gary Slapinski, and Brandon Sheets. As long as none of those 3 slam it into the wall. But Mark Whitley is coming out of turn number 4 here. And folks, Mark Whitley is going to grab the win out here tonight. Started in second. 6th win of the season for the 77. Gary Slapinski will finish in second. And Brandon Sheets, oh, he's got to get to the line. He's got to finish. He will be in third, and we do have a Harpoon design paint scheme. 1, 2, 3 here tonight. Teammates 1 and 2. And Mark Whitley and Gary Slapinski, unofficial teammate there of Brandon Sheets, finishing in third. Jeff Gilmore 4th, and Jason Adams rounding out our top 5 here. But let me go ahead and get to our top 3 here tonight. And hang tight, folks. We will be right back. Alrighty, folks, we are back. We have caught up with our winner here tonight, Mark Whitley, the Harpoon Design Racing Team 77. Mark, well, you did it again, man, bringing home into victory lane. But, man, I'm sure it wasn't without a fight. Well, of course, we talked to you earlier after the stage there, and it still looked like it was a handful even after the stage and, just trying to get around and fight Gary. And, you did beat Gary by a little over 3.5 seconds, but I'm sure you were still just trying to hang on to it, man. Let's kind of, hear your words and, hear from you and how you managed to keep it up front.
Yeah, well, me and Gary just kind of, he liked how the car ran on the high side. I liked how it ran on the bottom. So after the stage, that's kind of just what we did. Like I ran bottom, he ran top, and even Brantley was talking to us, being like, "All right, let's see which one saves more tires," because we both killed the right rear on that first pit stop. And he got by me, and I just kind of sat there and rode and just kind of hooked the bottom, make sure I didn't eat the right rear up, and slowly I started catching him a little bit, and I got to him, and he let me go. And I don't know, it just like that thing just was on a rails that middle run there, and I pulled away from him, and I was going to pit earlier than I did, but I was still pulling away from Gary, and I knew me and him were probably just going to probably pit on the same lap or within a lap of each other. So I just kept running. I kept pulling a little gap, and it got to a point where I'm like, all right, I'm just, right here's a good one. I think it was like around 100. Pitted, got a good pit stop, and came out and had like a 5.5 second lead on Gary. And I knew at that point, as long as I just took care of it and, no caution came out, it'd be ours to lose. And I know, I feel like took a few laps to get back used to how the car was running on fresh tires. So I feel like I lost a little bit of time there, but it also, for some reason, seemed like it really tightened up that third run. First run, it was sketchy as hell, loose. Middle run, it was perfect. Last run, it was really snug. So not really. I think the track was just getting rubbered in and changed temperatures. So thankfully, went green. We were able to stay out front and take it easy. Last lap, I got a little loose in 1-2, about scared myself. So just that last couple laps there was just about taking care of the car, making sure I got around to the white flag before a caution could come out. And we got to the line and took the victory. I know last week wasn't what we wanted. Super Seaways, I mean, it might as well be a casino when you go there. So I'll take winning 4 normal race trucks in a row.
Well, I mean, it was crazy for sure. But, I do want to talk about, one of the drivers out here, Jeff Gilmore. He pitted like, I would say about 10, 11 laps before everybody else pitted. So he was out there on older tires than, everybody. I don't know if that was by design. Was you kind of worried about burning your stuff up trying to catch up to him? Or did you have a feeling you was going to be able to get up to Jeff Gilmore, who is known for saving some tires?
Yeah, I knew he pitted a lot earlier than us, so when I came out right behind him, I knew I had a lot fresher tires, so I wasn't too concerned because I knew I had probably by that point 10, 15 lap fresher, which I knew, as long as I just ran my line, I knew it was just a matter of time, just the fresh rubber would, overcome them. So that I will say that's kind of, I don't know if it kind of threw me off for a couple laps because, like I said, I was thinking I was going to catch him a lot quicker than I did, but it just was so much tighter at the beginning of that run, and he was able to kind of run kind of aero block a little bit, and I had to work a little bit harder to get around him. And then, once I got by him, it was just kind of about hitting your marks, taking it easy. I know as long as the caution didn't come out, we were sitting in a catbird seat. Just didn't want to hit the wall. No fast repairs, keep it off the wall. Just keep it clean and green and bring it back to him.
Well, I mean, you sure did do just that. So, I believe it's your 6th win of the season. So, awesome job, bud. Well, New Hampshire, however you want to pronounce it. Next week, man, how do you feel about New Hampshire? 125 laps, 125 miles. Man, where are you thinking?
Well, New Hampshire is one of my favorite tracks, so I'm really looking forward to that one. I really like how to drive it. It just seems like I got a good handle on it. We lost our 3 in a row win streak last week, so hopefully we can start another win streak next week. Like I said, I really, really, really like that track, so hopefully we can keep it, pointed in the right direction, keep it off the walls, and be in contention at the end to win.
All righty. Well, awesome job, Mark, here tonight at the Old Atlanta, bud. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give? Another 1-2 punch here for Harpoon Design. I know that. But Mark, man, Mike's yours, buddy.
Yeah, like you just said, Harpoon Design Brantley. He does awesome paint schemes. This one he's made now is just it's probably one of my favorites he's ever done. So I've just kind of ran it for a little bit longer. Usually we switch it up a little bit sooner, but I just love this paint scheme so much. He does awesome work. Check him out at harpoondesign.com. You can check him out on Trading Paints too. He puts stuff out almost every day, it seems like. So he's got a bunch on there if you want to check out some of the work, or you want to get some done custom made for it. Like I said, check his website out at harpoondesign.com. Shout out to my teammate Gary over there. It was a hell of a race with him the whole time. Seemed like it was just different parts of the run. I'd be better than him, he'd be better than me, and then just thankfully I was able to figure it out in the middle run, and that gave me the lead, and that won the race for us because we were pretty much even, and that last run seemed like he had it figured out a little bit better than we did. So kind of glad we had the cushion, but he's a hell of a competitor, hell of a teammate. I think this is like our 6th 1-2 finish of the season, so he's tough competition, but I love running with him. It pushes me to be better. And I guess final shout out to my family tuning in these broadcaster races. I appreciate that what all they do for me, and then they take time out of their nights whenever I'm racing and sit here and watch me race around a virtual racetrack. So I really appreciate it. Shout out to them, and another big shout out to the league. I mean, we just went 130 laps caution free. The only caution we had was the stage. So especially on this tricky racetrack, that is a hell of an accomplishment. So big shout out to everybody in the league. And shout out for you putting on the broadcast. Should be fun to go back and watch.
Oh yeah, I mean it was very interesting. I was kind of curious on who was going to spin the next time around. So a lot of drivers tonight. Just you yourself included. Your hands full, getting loose. It was a tough race, but everybody managed to hang on to it. That's what that just goes to show you the talent everybody has over here.
Oh yeah, it's a pretty good field. I know. I think Kyle had some issues with the wall, which is one of the main reasons I was trying to avoid it, because I saw Brantley said he tagged it once or twice, and he felt like a rock. I about lapped him at the end of that stage, and I was like, holy crap, because he was really fast. So just take no fast repair. You make one mistake, I mean your race is done.
Yep.
I proved that at Charlotte, not seeing a car parked in the middle of the track. So you gotta be on it the whole time. You can't really be slacking, and it's fun. It's a little, sometimes I wish I did have fast repair, but it makes for a more cautionary racing, I guess.
Oh yeah, definitely. So, well, Mark, go celebrate another victory here tonight, buddy. We'll see you next week at New Hampshire, bud.
Sounds good. Take
Yep,
it easy.
thank you. All right, well, that is going to bring us up here to our P2 finisher here tonight, Mark Whitley's teammate, the Harpoon Design Racing Team 78. Well, we know, Gary, you and Mark were battling it out throughout the race here tonight. Another 1-2 punch for Harpoon Design. But, man, I know you guys had a fight going on out there just trying to hang on to the car. Talk about your experience in the new car, the old track, the difference between, the old Gen 6 car and the tire issue you have here compared to this car and the tire issue. And, of course, the track temp, I'm sure, didn't help anything either. And then also, man, green flag the whole night other than the stage. Man, Gary, we got to hear from you, buddy.
Yeah. I first run, it felt pretty good. I was just hanging out there, having a pine mark, and I was a little loose. I was actually a lot more loose than he was. I think my right rear was down to like 43 or 44. I think he said his was like 48. But that wasn't concerning mine. So that's why that's kind of like that second one. I decided to run that high line. It felt pretty good, but found out that I was wearing my tires out to nothing. And when he went in and said his numbers, I was like, oh, mine's way off. So that's why that last run, I stuck to the bottom, and it felt really good. So I already lost track position by then. So it's been a little too hard to catch Mark because he's really fast and he's a good teammate. I had fun, though. I had a lot of fun tonight. Fell a little short there tonight.
Yeah, I mean, hey, P2, nothing really to complain about other than, well, the how slick it was, and the combination of the track tent, the tires, even though you had unlimited tires, so now that we can say Robbie, let y'all, have one here tonight. So that I would say kind of helped, maybe. But then again, tires still played a huge factor in the race. Now, of course, you've already got wins on the season, so you do have the lock in per se into going into the chase. So that's already accomplished. But it all comes down to how you can race the track. Now, could you tell the difference between this car and the Gen 6 car?
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm way better here in the Gen 6 car. This car, I think I'm still struggling a little bit there. I say struggling, but, it's just, feeling out the racetrack. And the Gen 6 car, you go up in that high line, you're really quick. I won plenty of wins in that high line up there. This car is just chewing up the tire, I guess. That's all right.
That is what it is.
Yeah.
Atlanta's done. It's over with. Don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
So, forget it. Now, we do go to a track next week, New Hampshire. How do you feel about New Hampshire, bud, and the Gen 7s? And have you ever raced there in these cars?
Yes, in practice. Never a race. Oh, maybe the old, we make last year, I think we have, but other than that, not this year so far. So let's see how it goes.
Yeah, we got the, all these updates now with these cars, so I guess we'll kind of see how it, what it's like at New Hampshire, but it is
probably shifting.
Are you guys gonna have to shift?
They do in real life. I probably have to do it with this thing too.
Oh well, I guess we'll find out. We'll have to listen in onto some drivers going into next week. So that's gonna be another interesting track. I was actually looking forward to this one, but I think next week's gonna be interesting as well. So but hey, we still got 6 races left in the regular season, bud. So plenty of opportunities to grab another win. So. I gotta say, you guys did an amazing job out here tonight, Gary. So,
yeah,
I was expecting a few cautions, but we didn't have any. So,
nothing.
Yeah,
clean race.
Yeah, very clean race. Everybody did a fantastic job, man. Gary, awesome job. Final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give before you go celebrate P2, buddy.
I'd like to thank everybody out there watching tonight. Appreciate it. I'd like to thank you doing this for us. MaxspeedTV. I'd like to thank Driven. I'd like to thank Harpoon Designs putting this beautiful paint on here. I'd like to thank my teammate, Ark, of course, the spotter. You know who our spotter is. He gave us a lot of good information tonight, and it was a good night. So I'd like to thank everybody, and have a good night.
All righty, Gary. We'll go celebrate P2, buddy. We'll see you next week, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, bud. All right, well, that'll bring us down here to Brandon Sheets. Now, he is in a Harpoon Design paint, but he's not a teammate to Mark and Gary. But Brandon, well-deserved P3 out here tonight, buddy. You guys, you and everybody else, fought hard out there just to hang on to the car, man. Let's hear it from you, since we really didn't, have or could interview anybody out there here tonight. How'd the car feel? How'd the track feel? How did you manage your tires? Of course, that green flag pit stop there as well, man. Brandon, talk about it. How did you do it, buddy?
I think the reason why I'm here speaking to you is because I survived. It was definitely hard out there. That first green flag run, I burnt the right front off of it. It was at 22% when I came to the pits. I did make a force feedback adjustment midway through my second green flag run. I just felt like I just could not feel what the car was doing. So I guess I was just over driving, just trying to get the feel of the car. So that definitely helped a lot towards the end of the race. But yeah, it was definitely tough. A lot of people slipping and sliding, and it was just surviving.
They were slipping and sliding, and not in a good way either.
No, I
Bad.
think a couple of my teammates took a detour through the grass, but held on to it, and then both of them got a top 10, and Pop top where he finished 7th.
Yeah. I see in chat here, he says he is our teammate. That's Chris Paff talking. So, I was, Tara even told me that, I believe it was Tara or Brantley. Somebody told me that, yeah, you are not a teammate to them guys, but you are running the paint of a Harpoon paint. So, another paint designed by Harpoon Design. So, getting some more airtime for Brantley. But, Brandon, you talk about it being rough out there here tonight, and of course everybody had it rough. What was the biggest issue you guys had other than it being so slick? Was it, coming down to that green flag pit stop? Was it the starts, the restarts of the, race? What was the biggest issue other than slipping and sliding?
I don't know. It seems like during those green flag pit stops, I'm not sure exactly what happened to everybody else. I know a couple of our guys got a unsafe pit entry. I think they clipped the comb barely, so they had to sit and wait. But it seemed like a lot of people had trouble with those green flag pit stops because I saw some people disconnect, and I picked off a couple of spots just during the green flag pit stops. But yeah, it was just hanging on to it out too, mostly. But I don't know. It was a crazy race.
Oh yeah, it definitely was. Now, of course, Atlanta done, over with, out of the way, but we do go to another track next week. Now, I had Atlanta circled. When I seen it on the schedule, I was like, okay, that is going to be interesting because, old Atlanta, Gen 7 cars, probably going to be hot and slick. I didn't expect the track temp to be 125 plus, but, it was. But we do go to a track next week. Probably not going to be as hot, but still going to be a little bit tricky. New Hampshire, mile track. How do you feel about New Hampshire in these cars with the tire model, and how are you guys going to be able to hang on to it there?
New Hampshire is kind of a wild card for me because I don't really have much experience there. I think I've only ran one race in these cars, and in general, I don't have much experience in New Hampshire at all. So I have to put in a lot of practice just to make sure I'm at least trying to fight for a top 5. But flat tracks, I do enjoy those. I think our team does really good on the little slow corner flat tracks, so it should be interesting.
Well, it looks like you're going to have to give us some teammates here. I do see 2 of them in chat. By the way, Chris and Keith giving me a hard time out there. But, hey, they're helping.
They give me a hard time too, don't worry.
they're helping me out, so that works out. But, have to get with your teammates here to get you some time in the seat at New Hampshire, maybe work on a few things. So, I think everybody, as Keith said, we're all here, and I'm sure drivers over here at SRU as well will help you out there, Brandon. So, gonna have to get some seat time, sounds like, there in New Hampshire. Try to get the feel for it before next week's race.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to take a while to get the braking zones correct. It's going to be a lot of heavy braking.
All right, looks like Robbie Stewart's even out there too. Wow. Okay then. All righty, Brandon. Well, awesome job out there tonight, P3, buddy. I know you got some final thought shout-outs, things you want to give before you go celebrate, and of course, get ready for New Hampshire, bud. Mike is yours.
Appreciate Robbie Darnell putting this on for us every week. Appreciate you doing the broadcast. You do a great job. Everybody watching. Dave Bush, prayers with you, buddy. And my teammates over at SPR, Chris, Keith, and Robbie Stewart. We push each other every week to get better, and we definitely see the results each week.
Yeah, and they are all 3 in chat, and yeah, we do miss you, Dave. Dave Bush out there. So I think everybody over here misses you, but think about you every week. So, yep, like I said, all 3 of them are in chat, Brandon. So, Brandon, go celebrate P3 here tonight, and we'll see you next week, buddy.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Yep, thank you. All right, well, that is Brandon Sheets. Jeff Gilmore in 4th, and Jason Adams is going to round out our top 5. Let's go ahead and get down here to the, is it official or unofficial results? I don't know we did go green, so it looks like it is going to be official here tonight as the points are already updated or being updated as we speak. Oh, yeah, we do, Chris. Yeah, we all miss Dave. Yes, we do. For sure. Miss seeing him out here. Man, it's rough. Mark Whitley going to grab the win out here tonight officially. So congratulations again to Mark Whitley on the win here tonight at Old Atlanta. Gary Slapinski, his teammate, there in second. Brandon Sheets, who we just talked to, there in third. Jeff Gilmore fourth. Jason Adams fifth. Kyle Heath in sixth. Chris Paff in seventh. David Cassidy in eighth. Keith Hurbutt ninth. And Robbie Stewart in that 10th spot. Philip Bridgman in 11th. Zach Boucher in 12th. Larry Blair 13th, Christopher Campbell 14th, Robbie Darnell 15th, Paul Buscohen did not start here tonight, nor did Brad Delph here this evening. So that is going to do it here tonight for MaxspeedTV. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in here tonight. 17 likes. Of course, we'll see these guys come back and watch the broadcast here as well. So big shout out again to everybody out there for tuning in. Until next time, folks, stay safe. Thank you all and have a good night.